In this video, I give you my opinion on Triple Bristle's compatible Sonicare brush heads. Hey, it's John from electricteeth here. We assist you in selecting the right dental care products and understanding common dental healthcare topics. So I'm going to jump straight in and give you my overall verdict on these interesting brush heads from Triple Bristle, which are compatible with Sonicare brush handles. These three-sided brush heads are a likeable idea. Soft and perfectly angled bristles help maximise the cleaning results with every pass over the tooth surface. They fundamentally do exactly what they're designed for, and you can brush your teeth in less time. It's a nice option to have if you want to brush your teeth quickly but a short of time. I like them, but I haven't been won over enough to switch. They don't fit with the typical styling of a Sonicare electric toothbrush. They are the same price as a regular Sonicare electric toothbrush head, and when fitted, the head can create quite a loud and irritating sound as the parts vibrate against each other. I also have potential concerns over their long-term durability. So let me go into a little bit more detail about these brush heads then. But the first thing I want to state is these brush heads are an aftermarket solution for Sonicare brush handles. They're not made by Philips Sonicare themselves, and Triple Bristle, the company behind them, are not affiliated with Sonicare in any way. And Triple Bristle themselves do have their own electric toothbrush, which has a similar style of brush head designed to clean all three surfaces of the teeth at the same time. These Sonicare compatible brush heads do not work with Triple Bristle's own toothbrush, and Triple Bristle's own toothbrush heads don't work with this. These are specifically for Sonicare handles, so just be aware of that. So as you're probably aware, we need to clean three surfaces of the teeth when going through a typical brushing session. We need to clean the front, back and biting surfaces. And the brush head by Triple Bristle has been designed to clean all three surfaces at the same time. So theoretically, you can clean all of your teeth in just 40 seconds compared to the standard 2 minutes with a regular electric toothbrush. Now, you are encouraged to brush for the full 2 minutes even when you have a brush head cleaning all three surfaces of the teeth at the same time. And these bristles are ideally angled into the gum line at 45 degrees to create the best cleaning results possible from a single brush head. And the idea is that you place this over your teeth, and your teeth essentially act a bit like a rail in between this brush head, and you get that thorough clean each time. And I have to say, the overall cleaning results from this brush head have been really quite impressive. Now, I don't think they are quite as good as Sonicare's own brush heads themselves, but the big benefit here is that they are less technique sensitive with this brush head. Now, to get the optimum clean with a regular brush head, you have to hold the toothbrush at 45 degrees the whole time and move it from tooth to tooth. With these brush heads, there's a little less thought and it's a little less technique sensitive from yourself, which has to be a good thing. Now, I did find that although you kind of glide this head along your teeth like a rail, you do need to sort of twist and move the brush head a little bit to get the optimum cleaning results, because everyone's teeth and mouth are slightly different, so it doesn't mean you're going to get perfect clean every time. You need to sort of contour the brush head round the teeth a little bit to get the ideal clean for you. And I certainly found at times, if I passed without moving the brush head too much, I was left with a bit of plaque build-up at the gum line. But that comes through practice, but I do ultimately think the cleaning results are pretty good. Now, there's two different types of bristles that you can get with this, soft and extra soft, and I went for the extra soft, and I have to say I'm very pleased with how soft the bristles themselves actually are. There are no fading indicator bristles built into this brush head, so it is recommended to replace the brush head every 3 months, but you don't get any reminder system from the brush head itself. The bristles don't fade from the blue to sort of a translucent blue, white kind of colour like you do on most Sonicare heads themselves. Now, you must note that some Philips Sonicare brush handles and heads have brush sync technology, and that's a technology that reminds you when to replace the brush head. These Triple Bristle brush heads don't have that technology built in, so if you were to use these, you would be losing out on that technical feature that is available on some brush heads. Now, whilst the heads are designed for the vast majority of Philips Sonicare brush handles, there are some exceptions, notably the screw-on and screw-off style brush heads. These actually pull on and push off to the brush handle. so you should find that they're compatible with most. When they're actually fitted, you'll notice that the gap between the handle and the brush head is slightly larger than a typical Sonicare brush head. There's probably an extra millimetre or so's gap. And I've also noticed the fit to the handle isn't quite as good. There's just a little bit more play or wobble in the brush head when fitted than there is with the original Sonicare brush head. A nice feature about this brush head is that they do have coloured rings on them, so you get 3 brush heads in the pack, each with a different coloured ring at the bottom, and this can help identify whose brush head is whose. So if you're using it in a family environment, you know someone who's got the red one, that's their brush head, and if yours is a blue ringed one, then that's yours. Now you can't change the colour of the rings, they are set, but that is a feature you don't get on original Sonicare brush heads. Now something to note also is that many Philips Sonicare brushes have different cleaning modes as well as potentially different cleaning intensities. Now when you change the intensity on the brush handle, you can definitely see the number of movements in the bristles of the triple bristle head change, but it's hard to say how that actually relates to the cleaning effectiveness, and particularly when it comes to the cleaning modes. Now, Sonicare will have designed the different cleaning modes to work effectively with their brush heads. I can't say that you would get the same results on a sensitive cleaning mode with the triple bristle brush head fitted as you would with the sensitive mode with a Sonicare brush head fitted. It's something to bear in mind that the cleaning results might be different. Another thing to note is that when you do have the intensity set to high, you get a lot of vibration through the brush head, and ultimately that's what helps clean the teeth. That also creates a rattling or vibrating sound between the 3 parts of the brush head, which can actually be quite jarring in my personal opinion. Now the brush heads themselves do have these sort of silicone wraps around them which help insulate some of the sound a little bit, but they still rattle quite a bit together. Drop the intensity of the cleaning mode down to low and it's a little bit less, but when on the high mode I was noticing a sound increase by around about 8 decibels by having these heads fitted. So if sound is an important thing to you, that's something to bear in mind. I also note that whilst you get the benefit of kind of running this brush head along the teeth, it can be quite difficult to kind of get the technique, and you'll notice that the brush head ends up hitting your teeth quite frequently. Now with more practice that becomes less frequent, but it certainly happens, and you can get that strong vibration then passing down into your teeth itself, and that can be a little bit jarring as well. Now, I've only been using these for a couple of weeks, and I have to say, on the whole, I've been pretty pleased with it, but not to the point that I would want to switch. It certainly gives an advantage to the cleaning if you want to clean quickly, and you can get good results in less time, but I would still, generally speaking, stick to the regular Sonicare brush heads. There is potentially an advantage for people with disabilities or mobility issues where they find toothbrushing more difficult. The fact that you are cleaning 3 surfaces of the teeth at the same time with this head can make it a little bit more convenient for you. So if you do have disabilities or you care for someone who does, there are some advantages to be gained by using this brush head in comparison to a regular electric toothbrush if brushing with a regular electric toothbrush is more difficult. Another subtle difference, and this again is a bit picky potentially, but these brush heads only come in a white plastic colour option, and they clash with some of the coloured brush handles that Sonicare offer. So if you fit this to a black or blue coloured brush handle, you can see that the design element is just lost in comparison to the original Sonicare brush heads. Now the vast majority of Sonicare brush heads do come in white, but they also produce a large number in black colour too, and the black colour option fits better with some of these darker coloured handles, so it'd be nice to see Triple Bristle offer these brush heads in black, but I guess the demand probably isn't there to justify them doing that. And then the penultimate thing here is the long-term reliability and durability of these brush heads. Now, I have to say I've had no performance issues with the brush heads that I have here, but I've read some reports about the long-term durability of these, and I do have some potential concerns looking at the construction itself. When you look at the underside of the brush head, you'll see what are essentially 4 cracks in the bottom of the brush head. This is standard based on the design of the brush head, but you'll also note in comparison to the original Sonicare brush heads, there's no metal ring built into the bottom of the brush head. And now I must assume there is a reason why Sonicare put that metal ring in the base of their brush head, presumably for durability, and Triple Bristle doesn't have that. So could this be an issue potentially? And I mentioned about the little bit of play of the brush head on the handle. Now that little bit of wobble may play out longer term in terms of how well they actually fit and the vibration that you get through the brush head itself. I've seen a few people commenting that over time the internal kind of plastic mechanism there where they fit breaks or doesn't fit quite so well, you get more vibration or the heads actually slide off. Now I haven't personally experienced this, I'm just stating what I've seen and what potentially could happen having had a look at how the heads fit to the handle. Now the last thing here is the price of these brush heads. A 3-pack will cost you $25, although you can save $3 if you subscribe directly at Triple Bristle's website. Now at $25 for a 3-pack, that makes them a little over $8 per head. Now that to me seems a fraction expensive when you compare the regular Sonicare brush heads without brush sync technology cost around $8 each. Now okay, you do get the benefit that you're cleaning 3 sides of the teeth at one time with this brush head, so maybe there's an advantage in that regard and it's worth paying a premium, but I would have liked to seen these come in potentially around about $6 per head. Seems a little bit more affordable on what most people's expectations would be for an aftermarket brush head, but maybe I'm looking at this in the wrong way. So overall, it's a nice concept, and I wouldn't say avoid them completely, but if you do think they're for you, just take on board some of the potential negatives, and if you're happy with that, then great. But I would encourage you to use a regular electric toothbrush head at the same time if you can with these brush heads to get the optimum clean. So there we have it, that's my overall verdict on Triple Bristle's compatible brush heads for Sonicare. I do hope you found this video useful. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Until next time, thanks for watching.